Hello everyone, it's Mr. John from AK Dragfish 3D, and today we're talking about fishing. In this video, we are talking more focused on the stocking of the lakes in the Fairbanks and the state of Alaska, in the Fairbanks region, and any other region, and fishing in general. So, this morning I got an email. Yes, I get emails. It comes with the territory. We all get emails, right? I signed up for the Alaska Department of Fish and Game email list. They have an email list. You can be added to the email list based off of your region. So Matsu Valley has a list. Anchorage has a list, Kena has a list, etc. Yada yada. You don't have to subscribe to all of them, just your region. I subscribe to Tanana, the Glenelg, and the Matsu Valley area because that's where I primarily fish. And the email came out this morning, and I want to share it with you all. Again, this is like the email came out 12 hours ago. So if you're already part of the subscription, cool, keep going. Hopefully, I'll see you out on the lakes fishing. But with it being the Monday before Memorial Day, I think it's worthwhile sharing this email, putting this information out, so people don't get disappointed. Those that are coming in from out of town know where to fish, know what to expect, etc. Yada yada. So let's get to the email. I will bring it up right there. All right. I want to thank first and foremost. I want to thank Mr. Andrew Greiska of ADF&G for typing this report, and I want to thank ADF&G for having the ability to receive this email. So we've got our current local conditions as of today, as of this morning. So we got a lot of the smaller ponds and lakes in the Fairbanks and Delta area starting to break up, with the larger lakes are still going to be ice locked. Traditionally, they're not ice locked around Memorial Day. I normally try to go fishing in Birch Lake during Memorial Day weekend. I've spoken with the children, and we're gonna do the 4 lakes in 4 days challenge this year again. So pick 4 lakes, fish the hell out of them 4 days, see what we catch, see how much we catch. That's the plan. Don't know if it's gonna work, but that's the plan. It might be 3 lakes in 3 days because school kind of got messed up and the kids have finals on Friday, and it'll suck ass. So it says for all you boat fishers, boat anglers and whatnot, most of the riverboat launches are ice free, although they're muddy, etc. Yada. For freshwater fishing, Grayling is still catch and release until June 1. Now, this is a change from last year. Oops. This is a change from last year because the bag limit after June 1 is 1 grayling downstream of the dam. Now, the dam is the Chena River Dam. So if you're fishing down by the Chena Slough, on Badger, Badger Gas, along Badger, and whatnot, then you're fine. You're gold. You can keep one after June 1st. Okay? And then the stocking has begun. They have began. They say stocking the local links around Fairbanks and Delta began May 14th and will continue over the next month. This is the initial stocking that they do. Now, you can go to the ADF&G webpage, and they have a stock search. Now, I just hit from April 1st to May 18th and hit the search, the whole state, and it came up with this. Okay, this is what I normally report on. I'm going to start doing this probably once every 2 weeks throughout the summer. Just keep everybody apprised of the situation. Maybe it'll be a short, maybe it'll be long form. This is long form because this is important. There's a lot of important stuff in this email. Okay, so Big D, Bolio, Little Lost, and Quartz, and Shaw Pond. What's that mean, Mr. John? Well, they also have this beautiful thing called a map. Okay, this is the Alaska Lake Database. They built this a couple of years back. It uses a GIS platform. It shows all the waterways in Alaska that Department of Fish and Game tracks. So if we come down to Delta and we zoom in on Delta, that's Tanana Cross, right? Dry Creek, Lakes Gorge. Here we go. Here's Delta. Sure enough, we've got Quartz and Little Lost. So we click on Quartz Lake, it brings up the data, right? It gives the directions, it gives the lat long in case you want to plug it into a GPS. It gives the bathymetrics of the lake that you can bring up. So you can see where the deep spots are and the not deep spots, etc. Yada yada. So this point over here versus this point over here, and that is in meters. Oh, that is in feet. So Quartz Lake is only at its deepest, 37.6 feet. And way up here on the far end, it's only like 3.8 feet. So, and the little Lost Lake's over here. So there is that. And then on top of that, fish data. You see what's there. See their type, Arctic char, lake chum, coho, rainbow, right? And then stocking data. So on 518 and 515. 515 they put 1,964. 514 they put 4,000. Wow, 478. Yeah, they've put close to, almost just shy of 10,000 rainbow trout in Quartz Lake in the last week. Okay, it's the 18th, so 14th was what, Friday? So there is that. So the tools are there. I mentioned this in Dad to Dad Fishing. I mentioned this in a lot of my other channels. Prep your fishing trips. I cannot stress this enough, okay? This is part of the prep, is receiving these emails, okay? So, freshwater species, we got grayling, right? So grayling nearing completion of spawning most rivers will soon be migrating into summer feeding grounds. Badger slough remains clear water to fish. We're probably going to hit badger slough this weekend too. No, it's not a lake, but it's still a good spot, right? Now remember, grayling have tiny mouths. Okay, I want to mention this. I have to mention this so many times to so many people all through the year. Grayling have tiny mouths, tiny lures. Okay, this is why I use ultralights and very tiny stuff. Okay, to go. And ADF&G also has a lot of guides as well to help out. Pike, it's almost pike season. Pike are probably out. It would not surprise me if I catch a pike this weekend. Okay? So I know that a few of the other sloughs in town are free of ice, in Fairbanks are free of ice. Remember, safety check. Remember, people, if you're catching out of, I'm drawing a mind blank on the name, so we're going to go to the damn map. Wahaha. Pile driver slough. Okay? If we are catching fish along pile driver slough, essentially, this is pile driver slough. Moose Creek area, pile driver slough. If we click, Bathing Beauty is a great example. I want to remind everyone, the PFAS is insane. They do not stock it. They haven't stocked it since 2018. The pike have moved in. But I also want to mention the PFAS is insane. The pike pretty much moved into this region and all the waterways around it, and into Moose Creek, into Pile Driver Slough, into Bathing Beauty Pond, and they're just proliferating. They're fun to catch. It's great to catch. Do not keep them. The PFAS is too high. It's too dangerous. There's something in the water that makes the fish not eatable. Not eatable, not edible. Come on, learn to speak. Here we go. So, there is that. I want to make that perfectly clear when we're talking about pike. Okay? But pike are fun. Pike are a blast to catch. If you're new to the channel and you're watching this for the fishing content, the heads up and the planning and whatnot, go back, check out the planning, check out the Dad to Dads series. Pike are amazing to catch, but you gotta prep appropriately. There's been plenty of times I've gone out to target trout, and a big old pike the size of my arm, the length of my leg, comes up, snatches my trout spinner, hits that rod so hard the gears rip out of the gears strip out, on my little ultralight rod, and or the rod snaps. The rod snaps before the line snaps, and I'm like, what the hell? So there is that. Now burbot. Burbot are fun. If you enjoy catfishing, not noodling, you can't noodle a burbot. I don't know if you can. You cannot. If you know that you can noodle a burbot, drop a comment, let me know. I gotta know if you can noodle a burbot. I've never tried to noodle a burbot because I have this rule about not getting wet when I'm in the outdoors, unless I absolutely have to. But let me know in the comments if you can noodle a burbot. Every catfishing technique I've ever used to catch catfish works with burbot. It is such an amazing kind of chill fish. It's a chill moment. But they're cold water fish. They like to be down in the bottom of the river in the mud, like catfish, right? Right. So you gotta put that weight with that nice smelly thing. In this particular instance, they prefer herring, whitefish, or lamprey. I've used liver. I've used chicken scraps. I've used other fish scraps. I've used pike scraps. Okay. Point is, they're scaver. They're slow moving. It takes time. Set up a chair, set up a book, and you're gold, right? So we've got the hatchery in town, and then here's the links for the database. Remember, we can't catch kings. If you're going out to try to target a king, you want that ultimate Alaskan experience. I don't recommend kings. I recommend flying or small lure fishing for Grayling out of town. Not in town, out of town. That's my recommendation. And then they got the news, they got their Facebook, Instagram. ADF&G has rod loaner program. As long as you have a local license, excuse me. As long as you have a local license, you're good to go. Show the license, borrow the rod. You still got to give your own tackle, give the rod back, right? I've had a few friends use it. It's great, okay? So, there's the Tanana Fishing Report, okay? So once again, I want to thank Andrew Greiska and ADF&G for kicking these out. I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope you learned something and or absorbed some information to properly plan any fishing trips you're going to do in the region during Memorial Day weekend and going forward. Go visit the ADF&G website. They have a lot of resources. It's part of the planning. It's part of the prepping. It's part of my toolkit for making every fishing trip successful. And in 2026, I'm going to try to put more of it online. Kind of fell off in 2025, 2024. Had a lot of life events go on. That doesn't exist anymore. And so we're going to try to put more out. Sidekicks are on board. I'm on board. Life in general is on board. So that said, come on back. I want to thank you all for watching, and you have a good one.